Hi everyone. So I'm back with another Dramione fanfic that I read in the month of August. And guys, this is it. This is the one. This is my favorite. I don't see anything coming in above this. I mean, my golden trio up until this point have been Manacled, Draco Malfoy, and the Mortifying Ordeal of Being in Love, and Love and Other Historical Accidents, and those are still the golden trio in my mind. There's been some other big contenders, The Auction, Secrets and Masks, although, but this one, I didn't know that Olivie Blake wrote fan fiction. And discovering that has been like the greatest discovery of my life, apparently. I really loved Alone with You in the Ether. I know people were sort of divided on that book, but I thought it was a really beautiful character study of these two people falling in love. So when I saw that she wrote Hermione fan fiction, downloaded immediately. So this fic is called How to Win Friends and Influence People. Yes, it shares a title with that other famous book, but it is in fact a Hermione, but it is so much more than that. This is an epic book. It's over 1,000 pages, so know that going in, but know that it is worth your time. So this fic occurs roughly 10 years after the Battle of Hogwarts, and at the beginning, we're given little moments within those years where Hermione and Draco met under different circumstances, and we learn that Hermione walked out of her wedding to Ron and then proceeded to flee, to travel, and try to find herself. And what she found was underground boxing, which satisfied her need to channel her latent anger into hitting things. And we also learn that Draco has become a master potioneer, and is involved in an organized criminal enterprise of assassins. So as we enter the actual timeline of the fic, Harry Potter is a lead Auror and has been saddled with handling a string of poisonings of Wizengamot officials from 3 different countries. So Kingsley wants this handled carefully and quietly because they're fearing for their own Wizengamot. They're trying to keep panic down. Their own Wizengamot has not yet been hit. All the other people that had been unalived were like low-ranking members of the Wizengamot, and Percy Weasley is the most recent acquisition for Britain's Wizengamot, so now there's stakes are higher. Harry, having always wanted to help Draco in some way, being sensitive to his plight of societal exile and ignorant to his criminal enterprise, decides to bring Draco on for this assignment as not a ministry employee, but just like kind of an outside consultant. Kingsley, unsure about his choice of Draco, insists that he needs a babysitter. Enter Hermione Granger, who, having only just returned from her international self-seeking and knuckle-bruising adventure, is without a job or even a home, although she's been living and underground fighting at Seamus Finnegan's bar alongside Oliver Wood and Marcus Flint. So she very, very reluctantly agrees-ish to this assignment. Cue the resistance, cue the tension, and the snarky banter you could cut yourself on. This is not your regular Dramione, though. There is so much going on in this fic. At times, when it would return to Draco and Hermione, I'd be like, oh yeah, them. All of it, and I do mean all of it, was so engaging and exciting. I was here for every character, every interaction, every plot point. The character pairings were also maybe my favorite ever, and I wouldn't have thought that going in. Oliver Wood and Marcus Flint, Pansy Parkinson and Percy Weasley. Yeah. Blaise Zabini and Parvati Patil. Obviously Draco and Hermione. The best was Harry Potter and Theo Knott. I am a Knott Pot convert. Like, I love Ginny. I even liked him with Pansy, but anyway, there's even 2 original characters that I shipped so hard, but I digress. So Draco's enterprise, aptly named Death Star Enterprises by Theo, although the name hilariously changes throughout the entire fic, is in fact an underground organization of assassins consisting of Blaise, Theo, Pansy, Draco, and unofficially Daphne, our Slytherin crew that we know and love. Daphne and Astoria are so chameleon-like in these fics. Astoria isn't in this one, but I just love how their characters are changed to support narratives. But this might be my favorite Daphne, although it's hard not to put my hand over my heart thinking of the Secrets and Masks Daphne. So Death Star Enterprises kind of gets like roped into being like event planners because they, out of desperation and trying not to say what they really do, they lie to Harry and say that that's what they do. Hijinks and hilarity ensues. They end up like planning a ministry event. It's so good. Daphne meets a strange man named Cad, who has about him an air of immortality. Yes, this fic at its heart is about the Peverell brothers, which is a very sidey side story from the canon. I actually had to go back and read because I haven't read the canon in a long time. But I have to say it was a beautiful change of pace that Voldemort like wasn't really in this fic at all. I mean, he's mentioned here and there, but he's not like the main problem. The brothers and their nonsense, their relationships with each other and with the other characters, which included Nico Flamel, which I loved him, by the way. They were so beautifully constructed that even though the brothers were essentially some of the main villains-ish of the story, though there were others, I truly felt like I knew them and loved them by the end. There are a number of original characters in this that were also chef's kiss beautiful. Reese, the son of a Wizengamot member who falls for Hermione. Daisy, an American Auror who gets brought over to consult since an American Wizengamot member was unalived. Azil, the escaped vampire guard from the French wizarding prison. Loved him. My favorite were the two ludicrous French Malfoy cousins, Hortense and Thibaut. They were all so brilliantly realized and perfect. Even Armand Malfoy. And the fact that this fic ended with like Armand Malfoy's happy ending was just amazing. There was also so much tongue-in-cheekiness on Olivie Blake's part. There's so many references to Dramione and like the furor around it and like the obsession. There's so much good, just clever, silly banter. There's so many Easter eggs. There's even one part where Theo is trying to rename Death Star Enterprises and suggests like a bastardization of each title of the original series. It's so funny. I actually laughed so much out loud that like my husband would come in and be like, "Are you okay? I heard sounds," like because I was laughing out loud to myself. This is one of those books I wish I could read again for the first time. I am sad it could never come to the screen because it could be a TV series to rival any TV series ever. But Olivie Blake now has my undivided attention, my whole heart, and I've put the rest of her canon on my TBR. I'm a huge fangirl. I'm a huge stan. She's written other Dramione. I'm planning to read it. I'm going to read her Atlas 6 series. Yeah. If you have read this one, please share your thoughts. If you haven't, do yourself a favor. If you're a Dramione fan, I know it's long, but it is worth it, I promise. And I'll see you next time. Bye.